Hello there, and welcome to Tech Talk Weekly. I'm Bob from Creation Station. This is our weekly program where we talk about 2 to 3 cool tech stories in the news, find something fun from the library for you to learn about, and get you on your way in 15 to 20 minutes. As always, you can always reach us at creationstation@broward.org and bring us any of your tech ideas or anything that you'd like to do. This week's guest is Miss Panna Moody. She is the branch head over at 2 branches, actually. She's got the Galt Ocean Mile and our beach branch. How are you doing today, Miss Panna?
I'm fine, and I'm happy to be here. And thank you for having me here today.
Oh, it's always, you're going to be a very busy person too, but between jumping all the things for that. It's how are the 2 places going right now?
Oh, excellent. Galt recently underwent a renovation,
Hmm.
and it's a beautiful building. And beach is getting more busier day by day, and we are very happy to see customers coming in.
Yeah, I don't think anybody actually saw the Galt renovation before we just reopened in the fall, did they?
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, if you haven't been out there along Galt Ocean Mile, it's a beautiful little small walk-in branch. It's one of those places like driving there is kind of a pain in the neck. But if I'm already at the beach, I stop in at the beach branch or the Galt Ocean because they're right there for me. I can jump in and do
Yeah.
my stuff. It's great. I'm
Yes.
going to share up my screen here to talk about. This one is kind of an illusion. The headline is all about how Amazon is banning this Chow Tech brand from the site. So they're not able to sell their stuff anymore. But then when you actually get into reading the article and you start finding out about it, it's really about banning a company that's been trying to game the recommendations and all of the different types of things of, leaving a review and doing this sort of stuff. And it turns out there's like 5, 6, 7 companies that have been done like this today. So, did you know how many of these reviews were gamed like this, Panna?
No, I did not until I read this article, and I was surprised. I know my family and friends, we all go online when we try to buy a product. First thing we go is to look for reviews, and we want to see how good the product is. But then according to this article, when I read, some of these reviews are not true, and that affects what our decision to buy, because
Yeah.
if we get a product which is not truly reviewed correctly, we may get a product which is not authentic and of good quality.
Exactly. And I think that's one of the really key things here was this if you see this when you're out there buying something on Amazon or whatever, if you get something in your email or you get something like this person here got one in the physical mail, they mailed them a letter, and sometimes in your box that comes from Amazon, they'll drop in one of these cards or something like that. Um, your vendors are not allowed to pay you for a review. So if you're out there and you're paying attention to this, kind of try to resist that urge that you don't do this sort of thing, because it causes a little bit of a problem for all of us in the long run if you can't trust what's going on. And again, we come back to the idea, are you giving a good review on a product that's actually faulty or bad? Um, as I was digging into this story yesterday, they had a thing on here. One of these companies actually was banned by underwriters, the United Underwriters Lab for electrical fire. And they had all these good reviews because they were paying people to review, but the products themselves were actually dangerous. I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah.
I just could not. But we've got happier topics. We got 2 other much better, happier topics to deal with. One is Magic Leap. Now, if you're from South Florida, I hope you know Magic Leap because they're a local company. They are one of the top 2 augmented reality companies in the world, between Magic Leap and Microsoft with the HoloLens. So they both do some really amazing stuff. If you've seen them in the library, it's very different than virtual reality. But this was a really fun article that you brought us, Panna, about how Magic Leap's really changed how they think of themselves too, and in what they're doing.
Yes. When I first read this article, I was very happy to uh, hear that it was Magic Leap, because like you, I knew that it was headquarters in South Florida and I was familiar with it. And on top of it, this article was on twins. I read that part, and just I myself am a twin. So that caught my curiosity. And this is all about augmented reality. And right now, I know businesses and mobile computing, they all use augmented reality. And what I liked about this particular article was, when I read it, we usually know in technology, we hear more about less of learning rather than just for example, like we know cardiac patients, when they're getting a pacemaker, or if somebody is getting a knee replacement, some new material is there. But very rarely we hear about surgeons using this kind of uh, a Magic Leap device, where 30 people can see together the device and plan on an operation and manage to save lives. So imagine how good this technology will be down the road, where people's life can be saved. It will be good for healthcare, it will be good for manufacturing, public sector. I think this is excellent.
Yeah, it
And I'm
really
all
is.
for it.
If in the future, when we're doing full live programming in buildings again, you can come into the creation station and use the Magic Leap One devices to get a feel for what they've done. This new device that's coming out later this year is a lot smaller, has better high quality definition. But like you said, it's amazing that they can go in and use it to plan all those things. Here's a picture of what the actual device looks like here. And doing that conjoined twins surgery, and like you mentioned with the heart, they can do full anatomy overlays
Yes.
from scans of that individual patient. It's not like you're using just, here's a generic anatomy of a skeleton, unless this is about where you would cut. They can get exacting specifications but doing the MRIs and CTs and everything ahead of time, putting it into the machine, and now they can see exactly where that tumor is, or in the case of the conjoined twins, exactly where the blood vessels are that they need to be able to sever and do things. It was a really interesting article and video there to follow through. And we'll put the link to it in the show notes, obviously.
Right.
I think that one thing also that this drives home is Magic Leap as a company looked at at first was trying to be everything to everyone. And then now they've decided, they're going to hit these areas where people are used to having to pay for a device. Because most people with one of these devices, like you said, they're going to use their phone. They're not used to paying in another $3,000 for a device that's only going to last for a couple hours or whatever. Whereas surgeons, engineers, they're used to having to go out and pay for these devices and use these new devices. So it's probably a better market for them to get established in doing.
And also, this is a wearable technology. And as more and more wearable technology, like the Apple Watch, the Aura slip ring, we will be using down the road. Same way, I'm hoping it will be very soon, it will be common in households as well as in jobs and office places.
Yeah. And we in the library have done a little bit about this. If you haven't seen, go back to one of our earlier episodes back in January, I think it was, or December. We did a feature on Virtual ARLIC, the African American Research Library, up on Sketchfab, where some of the artifacts are in AR, and you can do that in your house. Just like Panna said, you can at home have full access to some of these artifacts that nobody, if you came into the building, you wouldn't have access to. So yeah, we're moving in that direction, and libraries are helping to lead the way. It's really fun.
Yeah, and Magic Leap has been a pioneer in augmented reality and mixed reality.
Yeah. They've got some amazing. There's Coral Reef. I think you were there when I did the Coral Reef panel where we had everybody walking around inside of a coral. It's just amazing.
Yes.
Beautiful stuff. It's just crazy.
Right.
We did have one other article that gets kind of deep.
Right.
And that's this one from the Wall Street Journal. Now, before I get too far into this, I know you're saying, Bob, why are you giving me an article from Wall Street Journal? It's a paid wall thing. I can't see it. Wrong, you can. Panna, tell us.
Yes,
On the library website.
yes. Now we can get access to Wall Street Journal, New York Times, Washington Post through the library website, and it's free. So you can access it through your online resources, and then magazines and newspaper and journal, and you can access this articles.
Magazines and journals, you can come right through for the e-media and come there, or you can go to the A to Z and find it right there
Find it.
also.
Right.
So, but let's get back to this article because this was really fun. Using AI to keep you alive after death. This is another interesting story that we talked about back in February. Someone in England published a working paper sort of thing where she recorded took all of her boyfriend's stuff and put it together so that she could go visit it. But it was just a thing of, I have to go visit this. Here, you're taking it one step further and you're using artificial intelligence to take all those pieces and then recreate what the person would maybe talk about when you're interacting with them.
Right. So this title, Could AI Keep People Alive After Death? It caught my attention and I shared it with my daughter, who said the same thing and mentioned that it was very Black Mirror, sci-fi kind of thing. And to me, it reminded me of Madame Tussauds Wax Museum, because they built these statues of celebrities to immortalize their legacy, and they look so real. But when I read the article, what interesting to me is the fact that startups are anticipating the demand for digital personas and actually have patterns to build these digital personas like chatbots, voice bots, and they use artificial intelligence to accomplish this. And
yeah. It's
go
kind of
ahead.
interesting. I was going to say it's kind of interesting. One of the things, and because this is a reoccurring tech theme over the course of the pandemic and now, where people were thinking about what do you do, the part that I've just highlighted there, where you don't need anyone's permission to do this because you're mostly using public record type stuff. So we could, and the article goes into how you could use Abe Lincoln. And now you can just take all of his writings, all of his letters, all the recorded stuff that we know, put it all together into a chatbot. And now you could talk with Abraham Lincoln and hear what his quote unquote thoughts are. And you're just hoping that that AI can interpret the information that's there in the public record the right way.
Right. And then this article has pros and cons as far as digital persona, because it could have repercussions of having an immortal digital persona, which the article does address in the end. For example, if you have a family member, close friend, whom you have, for whom you have digital persona, it could interfere with the person's emotional and mental health. So that's one aspect. And then also, if for some reason there could be an, like if you take a person who can be positive or negative depending how the digital persona is created for that particular person.
Yeah, and that's a really good point on that one, because you may not want this person's memory. You may want to be trying to push that off to the side and be finished and done, and it's in your past. And now someone else can come and resurrect this and bring it back into your life.
And a digital persona constructed by artificial intelligence has no conscience. So theoretically, even if a person overall has good intention or was a fairly noble citizen, if you train a model to do something negative or writing posts or social media posts, the immortal view you would have of the person wouldn't be a true reflection.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that that's one of those things of maybe if we are there able to train it ourselves, like I'm planning now for that unknown future. And I'm training this model and teaching it and doing it myself and having it ask questions, and I'm giving it the right answers. But then you also get to the point of, am I now trying to leave a better version of myself out there rather than a true version of myself?
Right.
You know,
Yeah, but this also gives us an opportunity to explore into digital executor, to have maybe a legacy contact you want for your family member.
mm-hmm.
Things you want to maybe record people's story whom you love most. So this is something for us to think about, what we want to do for our family members.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things of, just because you can do it, should you do it?
Right, right.
And what's going to happen when somebody, I mean, we think deep fakes are bad now when it's just video overlaying and doing a voice thing. Now, when you can just recreate the person all together, maybe they're not dead anymore. If they functionally can talk and continue to do everything, maybe they don't die.
Right.
I don't know.
And the good thing is technology allows us to preserve our stories, our recording, our videos.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good thing for it too. It's
I
just
wonder if there's
how
going
we
to be
make
a way
use
to
of it.
prove. Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
Yes,
this is
yes.
this is the original, and this is the stuff that we interpreted from that original for that kind of thing. What was built on. Here's the skeleton that we had, and here's how we built it and
Right.
fleshed it out to be an artificial person.
Yes.
I don't know, Panna. You're getting us deep in here.
Yes.
I do want to highlight for everybody here, because it is summer. We need to talk about summer learning. Broward.org/library/summer gets you to our thing. You still have lots of chances to win prizes. We're not quite halfway through with the summer yet. You've got all the July prizes. You still got some stuff going on to go into and get. Please come in and do your reading. Sign up on Beanstack. Come on into the library and pick up some take and goes. What kind of craft stuff did you guys have there at Beach or?
Okay, so for the month of July, we have easy sun catcher. So it's a take and make, people can come and take that. And for the month of August, we have fabric ladybug magnets.
Oh,
So
nice.
two cool things to take and make.
Nice. And again, anybody can do these things. This is not a kids thing. This is not something what only the kids are going to be able to do, this kind of thing. Adults can do these crafts. We had a whole run on them here at Maine Library. I forget which one it was. It was a coloring book thing, I think. And all of a sudden, all these adults came and got the coloring one, just to get back into the mood and get back into something doing quiet and just peaceful. Everybody was a little stressed out with all of us reopening, and now we're going to ease back into this new way of life. I refuse to call it the new normal. We're not going to normal. We're going to better. We're going to have a new way of life that we're going to move forward into, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you so much for being here, Miss Panna. This was a lot of fun. You brought some tough stories today.
Thank you. And it was wonderful to be with you on the Tech Talk. And I'm looking forward to come again.
Oh, we definitely will have you guys out there again. So again, everybody, creationstation@broward.org. If you've got a story you want to challenge us with, bring it. If you've got your favorite branch or a librarian that you'd like to see featured on the show, send it to us an email, creationstation@broward.org, and we'll see y'all next week. Have a great time.
Thank you.